March 10, 2026 Midday News Summary, New York Time, covering 6 morning to 12 noon. Don't forget to subscribe before we start, so you don't miss out on the latest international news. News 1, UN Security Council to vote on Gaza ceasefire resolution. The United Nations Security Council is scheduled to vote this afternoon on a U.S.-drafted resolution calling for an immediate, temporary ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all hostages. The vote follows intense negotiations and comes as humanitarian conditions in the enclave continue to deteriorate sharply. News 2, ECB holds rates, revises inflation forecast downward. The European Central Bank kept its key interest rates unchanged, as widely expected. President Christine Lagarde announced a slight downward revision to the 2024 inflation forecast, from 2.7% to 2.5%, signaling increased confidence but stating it is too early to discuss rate cuts. News 3, Japan Q4 GDP revised up to 0.4% growth. Japan's Cabinet Office revised its Q4 2025 GDP growth figure upward to an annualized 0.4%, avoiding a technical recession. The data, driven by stronger-than-expected capital expenditure, provided relief for the Bank of Japan as it navigates its post-negative rate policy environment. News 4, oil prices slide 3% on demand concerns. Brent crude futures fell over 3% to $78.50 per barrel after the International Energy Agency, IEA, cut its 2026 global oil demand growth forecast, citing a slowing economic outlook and accelerated transition to renewable energy sources. News 5, U.S. Treasury yields climb after strong jobless claims. The yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury note rose 8 basis points to 4.35% after data showed initial jobless claims fell to 205,000, below forecasts. The strong labor market data tempered expectations for near-term Federal Reserve rate cuts. News 6, EU formally launches anti-subsidy probe into Chinese wind turbines. The European Commission announced the formal initiation of an anti-subsidy investigation into Chinese wind turbine suppliers, citing evidence of unfair state support. This marks a significant escalation in EU trade defense actions against China's green tech sector. News 7, major outage hits global cloud service provider. A widespread service disruption at a leading global cloud computing platform impacted numerous financial, e-commerce, and streaming services across North America and Europe for nearly 2 hours, highlighting critical infrastructure vulnerability. That's all for today's news. See you next time.